refreshing? Nothing.
I have it back up.
So you do?
I mean, I turned it all off and back on again.
I don't see anything.
Maybe it sees you. Look at Garen just sleeping on the ground. Like a bum. Like a bum.
Oh. Oh, there we go. You'll turn it off, turn it back on again.
Yep.
Gimsy had it right.
Alright, so you're gonna need a picture for
Are all those just pictures of bags?
a human. Bunk. Fighter. C, D, E, F.
But the question is not install just fine, but join game just fine.
Alright, cool. So once you launch it, you should go to join game. Alright, here's some monks. Do we have a lady monk? Here's a lady monk.
Alright, I guess if there's a lady monk, click the lady monk.
Okay. What's your lady monk name?
Alright, let me do a name generator. See what I can find. Okay. Human. Human, here we go.
Gonna get some fantasy human names.
Man.
Girl.
View. Namo. These are weird. Old female names. Interesting. One of the female names is Min Moskulu.
Minmoskulu, the famous female monk who was training as a sage until they realized she was real stupid.
I mean, why is my character a monk now? Because if they found out I was real stupid and they were like, you can't be a sage anymore, why would they send me to be a monk?
I don't know.
They were like, I don't know, you need some time by yourself. Lozel Grov.
Is that it?
Lozel Grov.
How do you spell Lozel Grov?
Lozel. And then Grov is Grov. Lozel Grov.
Grov. Okay.
Oh wait, no. Kimsey had a name. Lizabelle.
Boring.
Now I want to be Lizabelle Lozelgrove. Lizabelle Lozelgrove. You have to say the whole name when you say it.
Okay.
Can you change the first name?
Yeah. My computer's loading Gibbsy in, so it was having a heart attack for a hot second.
Thank you.
Did
Gibbsy get in?
Looks, I mean, it's trying. Unclear. Okay, and he's in.
Wow. I don't know how.
Alright, so you got your skills, you got your abilities.
What are monks good at? How am I supposed to help people? Like, how do I help the party?
Dex plus Wiz. So that's 13, okay.
I feel like now I should be a barbarian after all. I don't know how hard it is to change that.
We'll just start over from scratch.
I'm sorry.
Do you really want to be a barbarian?
I'm thinking about it, maybe. Well, just because how else am I going to help the party?
Alright, now that you've grown a conscience suddenly.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
What do you mean grown-up
It's
clients?
it. We're deleting Lizabella. We're starting again.
Yeah, I like the name though, so we gotta keep the name.
All right. Remember Lizabella Lazelgrave.
Oh, I'll remember.
All right. So Gimsy, you should be able to make your own. All right. So if you hit library in the bottom right corner, we're gonna do create PC. Should be the view that you want, and we'll kind of walk through this together. If you hit PCs, it should bring up the character selector. And we're going to hit the add item button. And then you should get a sheet like this. And then let me know once you're here, and we'll talk through making characters. In the meantime, we're going to roll Sarah some new stats. Boom. All right, library, create PC. Across the top, there should be a button that says PCs. Click that. It should bring up a character selection window. In the character selection window, you'll hit the green plus to add an item. Boom, just like that. And so now you should have a sweet character sheet. All right, so we're gonna roll Sarah's dice real fast, and then you can roll yours. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Let's. Oh gosh, what? No, we're not playing with these 6.
Why?
At least not the 5. All right, we're getting rid of the 5. All right, this is playable. All right, cool. So 12, 14, 16, 11. It should be 11. 13. 17. 12. 13. Alright, there's Sarah's stats. Sarah, your stats are really good again.
Okay.
Well, because I dropped the 5. Alright, so for Gimsy, to roll your dice.
I kept the 5 so that I could be that dumb.
No. Having a 4, because it's actually a 4, just means like your character is like basically brain dead.
I mean, yeah.
Like, I don't think you can speak a language at intelligence 4.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Alright, so what you'll do, Gimsy, is across the bottom you should have a d6 that you can pick up and play with. And if you right click, it should add a second dice. So if we right click up to 4 dice, throw the 4 dice into the chat box and it should list a number. Don't you wish you got that roll for... Cool, now do that 5 more times so that you have 6 rolls.
Don't you wish your roll was great?
Gimsy's telling us. If you can't find your d6, if you right click, you can hit arrange dice. And it will bring your dice back to where they were across the bottom again. It probably stayed up here, would be my guess. I don't know. Alright, so... Alright, let's take a peek at Gimsy. Have you played D&D before? Do you know kind of what you're doing? We're just talking through how it works for Fantasy Grounds. Okay. Do you want to play this monstrosity? Or do you want to roll again? Alright. So So drop the lowest die. Which is a 1 on almost all of them. And those are your stats. So over on your character sheet, the way you'll write in your stats is you'll select the box that you want to write in, and you'll just type it. I think I pull up your sheet so I can watch. Yep. So just go ahead, you click the box, and then you can just start typing. All right. Sarah.
Yeah.
Your high score was a 17.
Either Constitution or Strength, depending on what we thought would work for my character.
So what do you want to? Do you want to be better at damaging or better at not or health, more health?
Better at more health. And then I want my second highest to be Strength.
Okay. So you're super healthy.
Mm-hmm.
That's your 17.
Mm-hmm.
You're strong.
Mm-hmm.
That's your 16. So now you've got a 14, 2 13s, and a 12.
Oh.
So what I would advise is you take the 14 for Dex.
Okay.
Because you're a fairly physical character. Your dump stat is always Intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't have fun with that. And then that makes the others both 13. Cool. All right. So now that we both have stats on our characters, let's go add a background. So the way I try to do it is I try to add the race and class last, just because sometimes they clash, or sometimes things aren't great when you drop them on. So if you hit backgrounds, it should bring up a menu of background options. So Sarah, what type of background do you want?
We talked about...
Do you still want to be that kind of weird sage? Like your background is you started as something really smarty,
Mm-hmm.
and then they realized that's not what you were best at?
Yeah.
So once you've selected the background you want, so in our case sage, you can just click and drag on the red dragon head and drop it on your character sheet. And it will just grant that background to your character sheet. So you're a sage, and you wanted to do everything else pretty much the same, right?
Yeah, except now I want to be a barbarian.
Your backgrounds aren't loading. Library, modules, the player's handbook, which is where backgrounds come from. I have loaded, and I have loaded that players are allowed to use it. So what happens when you... Oh yeah, sweet. Okay. So Gimti, if you open up library, and then maybe modules. Does your library show the player's handbook? So it shows the handbook. So if you just click handbook and then click backgrounds, what pops up? Okay, so you don't see the player's handbook. So, but when you click modules. Oh, okay. I think part of it might be is I've downloaded all the things, so I have them, and I'm trying to share them out. It's also a kind of old program, so maybe that's what it is. But if that all loaded, then we should be in a better place. You should be able to drag and drop your background. Cool. All right, Sarah, what race do you want your character to be?
Let's just roll again. Oh no, I wanted to be. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just roll again.
Okay. 9, so that's human again.
All right, it's for sure human then.
Okay. So same with race. So you'll open it up on the right side, the races tab. You can drag and drop your race, and then it will apply all the stats that you get for being that race. And then lastly, we'll add class. And then, all right, so Sarah, you have 18 constitution. You're tanky as all get out.
Okay.
You have 17 strength. You're super strong. You're just like super above average across the board. You're really good at everything.
That wasn't the plan.
Well, that's what the dice did. If I roll for someone else, my dice are always great. When I roll for me, they're garbo.
Okay.
We've seen that with Gimsey's rolls with 2 6s and a 7. Gimsey's rolled the character that Sarah wanted to play.
Dang it.
He said he's a beef boy that's dumb as a brick.
That's literally those words exactly are what I wanted to be. A beef boy that's dumb as a brick. Beefy.
Beefy.
Buddy by Jensen.
So, do you still want to be a monk? You could be a monk, you could be a barbarian, you could be...
I mean, I am...
We re-rolled so that you could be a barbarian.
I know, I'm sold on the beef boy who's dumb as a brick.
Okay.
There's 2 beefy boys who are...
Yep, our team's gonna have two beefy boys. I mean...
2 stoopy beefy boys.
Maybe... I like where this is going. Alright, hear me out.
Alright.
Gimsey's character and Sarakuda's character are both really good friends.
Okay.
And Sarakuda's character has spent so much time with Gimsey's character that she started acting like someone who's as dumb as a brick. Because she's always just doing the same things and hanging out with Gimsey, who is. Even though her character's not.
I don't know about it. I don't know.
Alright, Sarakuda, what are your skills?
Uh,
Athletics and intimidation?
oh, intimidation, yeah. I like intimidation.
Okay. Perception, survival.
Oh, no, wait, survival.
Survival?
Survival and What were the other ones?
Athletics, animal handling.
What's nature mean?
Your recall lore about terrain, plants, and animals.
Survival and athletics, I guess.
Okay. Let's see, Gimsy, did you just backspace them? Because if you backspace them, I believe... Oh, there's an edit? Okay, because if I look at your abilities, it still shows you having unarmored defense and second wind. So I think it might have... I think it's really good at putting things in. I think it's bad at pulling things out. But I think... So as long as you just put one in, because you added Barbarian extra, and so I think you just get rid of Unarmored Defense and Rage. I think those are the only ones that it adds. Okay, so we dropped in your class. And then... How'd you end up with 33 HP? I wonder... Gimsy did. I wonder if that's because he added both classes. Alright, fighter. You know what, Gimsy? I kind of just want to give it to you. I wanted you to be like, that's it. This is your HP now. Hit points at first level is 10 plus your con. So your constitution is that, so your first level HP is 12. Okay, there we go. So your skills are set. Your abilities are set. Oh, Sarah, you get 3 more languages.
3 languages?
So in addition to speaking Common, what do you want to speak?
This character is becoming not at all what I said I wanted to play.
You're so mad the dice rolled so well for character creation.
All I wanted was...
Alright, look, I'll go. I'll just take it away. How stupid you want to be?
Real stupid.
Real stupid? Like,
well, not like...
An 8?
Yeah.
Okay. How unwise do you want to be?
Like a 9.
Okay. Charisma?
10.
Okay. So if it was an 8... Okay.
I can speak 3 languages?
We've got Beef Boy and Beef Girl. And now that your intelligence is -1, I don't think you get all of those. I think you get languages also based upon your intelligence. So I'll say you get 2. So you don't actually get 3.
Alright, common, I guess?
Okay, you get that one for free.
Oh, what are my options?
Languages. Abyssal. Aquarian. Do you want to speak Dwarvish?
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, why?
I'm just going to more basic languages.
Sure.
Okay.
What are my other options, though?
Oh, I forgot the age. Dwarvish. Okay. Do you want to speak Goblin, Giant, Halfling, Elf?
What was the first, 3?
Giant, Goblin.
No, the first 3.
Abyssal, Aquarian.
What's Abyssal?
Like demons.
No. What's the next one?
Aquian.
What is that?
I believe that's like water people.
Oh, I want to speak to water people.
You want to speak to water people? Aquan.
No, that's not going to be helpful at all.
Deep. Draconic. Gnomish. Orc. Undercommon.
The heck is that?
It's the common language of those that live underneath the earth.
So can I just stick my head in the ground and start yelling at Undercommon?
I don't think that's exactly how it works, but sure.
Okay, let's do that then.
Alright, that's gonna be that's it. You only get this one.
You're like mad at me for having a character that I want to play, and it's not working.
Okay, so you got some languages. Let's go check out your inventory. So Gimsy, while you were fixing your dude, we did Sarakuda's languages. So if you go under abilities, those you just type in. I couldn't find a drag and drop, which was weird. But the cool thing about languages is you can type in a language. So like your character doesn't speak Elvish, so I could be like, you only have Common and Dwarvish? Okay. But it's cool because they can do stuff like, I can type in Elvish, and you'll see that. But if I type in Dwarvish, then you will see it show up. I don't know why DWAR. It didn't work for Sarakuda's account. I don't know if it's because I'm talking as her or I don't know. Okay.
Oh, I see.
Alright, so inventories next. For
me?
Yeah.
What?
Just memeing. Alright, alright, so I found it last time. I went under library, handbook, classes, barbarian. Alright, so for your starting weapons, you get to start with a great axe or a martial melee weapon. Do you want a great axe?
You're talking to me?
Yep.
What are the options?
Tons of options.
Oh no. Read me the best options.
Great axe is really good. You could have a big axe. You could have a big sword.
What's the memeiest, the most meme-worthy weapon?
I don't even know how to answer that.
Is it the shillelagh stick?
No, that's a spell.
Oh, dang it.
You could have a quarterstaff.
Can I have a big stick that I hit people with?
Okay, so you get 2 hand axes or any simple weapon. So your simple weapon could be your quarterstaff, which is just a big stick.
Why do I just have a big stick?
Or a great club.
Oh yeah, love that.
Okay. So
I love to go clubbing.
You've got a great club. And then you get a martial weapon or a great axe. So you want like another just big club. You could have a flail. Like it's the sick with links, and then you could have a morning star, which is a big stick with like a metal chunk on the end. Trident, swords, warhammer, great sword, great axe, flail. Great axe it is.
Okay, great.
You have a great club and a great axe. Look at you go.
They're great.
You get 4 javelins. And explorer's pack. Okay. So Gimpsy, I don't know if you saw how I pulled that up, but it was... Oh, you got it going? Sweet. Sweet, sweet. Alright, so you've got some items now. Notes. Your Famal. How old is your unnamed character? Oh, you did have a name. What was your name?
Yeah, it's Lizabelle. Lizabelle, which is let me figure out the spelling. Let's go back up. Hang on.
Found it.
You found it. Okay, Lizabelle Lozel, which is Lozel Grov, Grov.
Okay.
Lizabelle Lozel Grov. You have to say the full name when you speak to her.
Okay.
Or she
age?
introduces herself that way.
Age?
5. No, I'm kidding, not 5. I don't know. Roll the dice. Wait, but won't that roll anywhere
Okay.
between 1 and 20?
So what I'll do is 2d10s.
Okay. Oh, I
You're
did.
31.
Great, 31.
How does it decide the order? Okay. 31. How tall are you?
Roll the dice. 2 dice, and the first one will be foot, and the second one will be inches. Or roll 2 dice, and that will be the inches in total, and we'll convert.
So you're 5'0", and then. Oh gosh, no, that's weird too. I was trying to figure out all right, you're 5'7".
Okay.
Weight. Never ask a lady her weight.
Yeah, don't.
Okay. Alignment.
What do you think?
Are you good? I think you're good.
Good, just dumb.
Neutral good?
Sure.
Okay. You want to roll for traits?
What are the traits again? What are traits? I can't remember.
So that was under tables. Alright, you are a sage. Okay. So some sage personal traits, if you use them. Can I do barbarian? No. Sage. So if you wanted them to be closer to being a barbarian, I could use gladiator traits instead of sage.
What are the sage's traits?
I use polysyllabic words that convey the impressions of great erudition. I've read every book in the world's greatest libraries, or I like to boast that I have. I'm used to helping out those who aren't as smart as I am, and I patiently explain anything and everything to others. Stuff like that. I speak slowly when talking to idiots.
What
Which
if I
almost everyone
Yep.
compared to me.
What if I'm an idiot? Let's go to the barbarian traits. Come here. Up you go.
So
Yes.
they'd be the gladiator traits. I know a story relevant to almost every situation. Whenever I come to a new place, I collect local rumors and spread gossip. I'm a hopeless romantic, always searching for that special someone. Is that you? Nobody stays angry at me or around me for long since I can diffuse any amount of tension. I love a good insult, even one directed at me. Stuff like that.
I want it to be more things like... I stare at the sun for long periods of time.
Okay.
I stare directly at the sun for long periods of time.
Alright. So I need an ideal that something would be like beauty. When I perform, I make the world better than it was. Tradition, creativity, greed, people, honesty. What's your ideal?
My ideal?
Yeah. You don't have to have one.
Rocks.
Rocks. Okay, a bond. An example of a bond would be like, someone stole my precious instrument and someday I'll get it back. I want to be famous, whatever it takes. I'll do anything to prove myself superior to my hated rival. I idolize a hero of old tales.
One time I ate a piece of moldy bread and I got sick and now I hate bread. That's my bond.
Okay, your flaw. The rest of your personality traits.
I would say my biggest flaw is... my strength.
Apparently I should have done soldier this whole time. Gimsy rolled for his soldier personality trait, and it's I enjoy being strong and like breaking things.
Oh my god, that's what I needed. Beefy boy who's dumb as a brick. Isn't that what he said?
Yeah.
What was the last question?
Your flaw.
My flaw. My flaw would be I'm too good looking.
Okay. Appearance.
This is a whole different character.
Appearance too good looking. Okay.
But this is what I actually look like.
Oh yeah, I forgot to get a picture.
Yeah, I need a picture that looks... I need you to find the stupidest looking picture. Like, if there's any girls, which probably all the girls look cute in these pictures, but I need you to find a girl who looks...
Alright, wait, where's the
like
fantasy
she
part?
lost
Alright, here are the faces that you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
These are...
Find me one that looks real dumb.
Trying to find like the girl equivalent of male number 10.
I can't see male number 10.
His mouth is open, where his mustache looks like the top of his mouth.
Why don't I just do that? I'll be a girl character, but my face is...
Log actions. Alright, so you've got your great axe, your great club, your javelin, and your javelin.
Ooh, I just want I want one of my weapons to just be a big rock.
Well, you're gonna have to find a big rock.
Find a big rock?
Yeah.
Alright. Everyone will ask me, what are you doing? I'm just looking for big rocks.
What's the support specialty support staff?
Hmm?
I don't know, Gimsy rolled something. Oh, okay. And got like the most dwarf answers that he could on the roll. And so his specialty as a soldier is being support staff.
What?
Cook, blacksmith, you know, not actual soldiering, I guess.
Just supporting others?
However, I'm pretty sure Meridan Ironhammer would be mad at me if anybody said anything about that. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty much it. That's
Love it. I'm so ready to play.
your actions pre-built.
So ready to play Lizabelle Lozelgrove.
Am I right? Alright, so comparing our two beefy people. Meridan is harder to hit. He's got an 18 AC. but has less health points. You have a lower AC but more hit points.
I feel like I'm gonna play this like there's a budding romance between me and Gimsey's character, but
so when you click the image,
like me.
So there's two things you can do. If you click the image, it should show 3 bags. The D&D 5e bags are the ones from the book, where you can hit folder and it will allow you to just upload any image that you want. If you can't see them, I can, because like you're a dwarf. Some like this dwarf was so short he couldn't make it into his own picture. He's standing on tiptoes to be seen. So if you don't have access to images yourself, I can plop in an image. But yeah, you just click on your empty image and that should show you how to do it. Alright, what do you think about this guy? You like that guy? Is he living his best life? I appreciate that it's his sword is more in the picture than he is.
Oh my god, I love that so much. Also, how big is Gimsey's character? Because in that, it makes it look like...
He's 4'8".
This is the first dwarf I've rolled without being out. Nice.
Okay. Cool, so you guys have your characters. So Sarakuda's doing some work stuff.
Oh no, I can be present. Here I am.
She's present now. I was gonna say, so what we could do to practice or just see how some of the stuff works if you're interested. Gibbsy, what we can do is we could do like an ad hoc combat. We can make your characters fight to the death at level 1.
Yes, I'm ready.
So just to kind of see like how this works. Actually, you know what? I won't have you guys fight to the death. What am I talking about? I've got better options. So the two of you are going to go out on a brief adventure. You're going to fight some guys. You're going to fight... I see it as 18. Is it not populating or not updating? Alright, so... That's super weird, especially because it's updating on mine. Like if you go to skills and then back to main. Does it refresh? Is it just like stale? If you click the magnifying glass, what does it show? Does it show all the stats that it should be? Armor 6, shield 2. Inventory. Huh. Okay. I don't see the... Oh yeah, 628. So I guess it doesn't pop the math in here, which is weird. Because that should be 6. That should be 2. I don't know why that took it up to 20. Now that I'm messing with it, it's getting real wonky. It's doubling your shield when I put it in here. That's weird. Alright, well, I've set it up to 18. There we go. On my screen. So we have you guys living your best life. And then, tell me more about this Yeti. Challenge rating 9. No. No, that's not gonna... Oh, okay. This could be interesting. So... Oh gosh. Okay. You guys are going to go out on a hunting expedition.
Alright. I'm ready.
And you just have the strength. What armor? Oh yeah, 13. Yeah. You guys are gonna go out on your hunting expedition.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. And you hear some rustling in the woods. So probably the two of you are standing, Lizabelle and Mirandon are standing side by side as you guys are going out. And about 15 feet in front of you, the bushes, you're in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
The brush ahead of you starts shaking. The leaves are vibrating. Lizabella, it's your turn first. The bush is vibrating. What would you like to do?
I would like to remove my invisible glasses.
Okay, you remove your invisible glasses.
And wipe them off on my shirt because I think that the thing in front of me is just my glasses fogging up.
Okay.
And then I try to fix them on my shirt and then put them back on.
Okay. Is that what you do with your full turn?
No, I noticed that it's still happening.
Yeah, it is still happening.
So I take my invisible glasses off and try to poke the glass out of my invisible glasses.
Okay, so Lizabella spends her entire turn messing around with invisible glasses. While she's doing that, a boar Gibbsy shouts, "Nerd," at you.
They're invisible!
Invisible nerd glasses.
They're invisible. I'm no nerd.
So I think there's a way to chat out of character. In here as well. So Gibbsy's just shouting at you.
What is he saying?
He's called you a nerd. So across the bottom of your chat, I believe you should have a circle that's your character's name, and a circle is the name that you signed in as. And if that is the case, then you could type as your character like you're doing, but if you click to just your name, I think you can just type as you. There's also a chat command. /O. So if you do /O and then type something, oh, okay, so it said Gimsy and then the character you played. Yeah. Mood. Sad. If message is specified, generates a standard chat message with given mood text. Mood. Happy. They're the same mood. Big mood. Alright. What up, Miss Violence? We're doing... So a boar pops out after Brandon shouts in Dwarvish, which is not understood by Lizabelle. Though I thought I gave Lizabelle that language.
I thought you did too.
I'm still not sure if it's because I'm playing as you. I don't think it's treating you as a character. Because...
I never get treated as a character.
Yep, I don't treat you as a character. So you understood that.
What did he say?
He said, what in Thor's name is scrambling around that bush?
Are you Thor? That I turn over to the... What is his name?
Meridan.
I turn over to him and say, oh, hey Thor, it's nice to meet you.
Do you reply back in Dwarvish?
You were Thor this whole time? You didn't have to type that.
So the boar's going to rush out. And
Sorry.
And notice that Lizabelle, well, not really. It's just going to run out. And, oh, I forgot. I can go through turns. Okay, boom. So the boar's turn. And it's going to attack. I do. Okay, boom. A 9, which is a miss. So the boar runs and tries to hit Lizabelle with its tusks, but Lizabelle's armor, well, you're not really wearing any armor, you're a barbarian. Lizabelle's tough skin deflects the tusk of the boar. And then right when you guys thought everything was fine, a second boar runs out of the bush following the first boar.
Oh my god. Also
Also runs up on Lizabelle, surrounding Lizabelle.
Why me?
You're in front.
Okay.
So it's going to target... Can I do it over here? No. Target Lizabelle as well. It's going to do another tusk attack. It's going to hit with a critical hit.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, nope. Half that. It did the thing for me. So that should have been 9 damage, not 18 damage.
Lord have mercy, 9 damage though?
Yeah, so your wound is 9.
Oh shoot. What's my total whatever point?
16.
Oh okay, I'm still alright.
You're still alright.
I'm 16 after the 9?
You've been 9'd wound, so you've got 7 left.
Oh, okay.
And you're not unconscious. Get out of here. Because I goofed on that
I
damage
didn't have
roll.
any way I could defend myself from that?
Well, you had a turn to defend yourself from it. Unfortunately, you spent that turn playing with invisible glasses. So...
Classic Lizabelle.
This is your move.
Classic
Alright, so
Lizabelle
next,
Wafflegrove.
Brandon, it's your turn. All right, so
What's his name? Brandon?
Meridan.
Meridan. You keep saying.
I know.
How do you pronounce it?
Meridan.
We need the phonetic spelling.
Phonetics.
Yimsy, give us the phonetic.
She wants the phonetic spelling of Meridan. So Meridan, while you think about the phonetic spelling of your turn, 2 boars have rushed out of the bush that you and Lizabelle were hunting, and they have set upon Lizabelle. She's surrounded by boars. One of them has been able to get past Meridan, literally how it works. M-A-R-big-A-Dan. Yeah, Meridan.
Meridan. Or is it Meridan?
Meridan.
Meridan.
How it sounds.
Oh, Meridan.
Get out of here.
It's a blossoming romance, me and Meridan.
Alright, so what you can do, so I've been using the combat tracker, so if you go in the top right corner, it's 2 swords across each other. Gimsy, you should be able to pull up the combat tracker as well. I don't think there's a way that I can force it up for everybody. If I do this. I do this. I don't know. This is just a dragon head that I have that I don't know what does.
What does the dragon head do?
I don't know. I don't know what it does. But so if you hit the double swords, yeah, you did. Giggity. So if I remember how it looks, you can, because he did. You can see your character. So if you bring up your sheet, all right, how did this work? I did it with a map last time. I believe you can hit. If you select control and then click on one of the boars, it will target the boar. Then when you use a action, so you did an attack, which is a d6 plus 4, which missed the boar. Okay. Would you like to do anything else with your action? So Meridan's next to Lizabella, tries to stab with his rapier one of the boars who is attacking you. The boar dodges the attack.
Dang, that is a agile boar.
It is an agile boar.
You don't normally think that about boars.
So Meridan then bounces away. The boar almost looks like it's going to make an attack, but Meridan's able to dodge it even before the attack goes off. It is now 25 feet back. So we have Meridan 25 feet back. Then we have Lizabella standing with 2 boars 15 feet away from a bush.
I try to tell it a joke.
You try to tell the bush a joke?
No, the boars. Wait, is it my turn?
Yep, it's your turn again.
No. Instead of trying to tell them a joke, I think I should. Can I try to tell them a joke while I'm?
All right, my suggestion.
Hulk smashing them.
Yeah.
Like simultaneously.
My suggestion is you have an ability to go into a rage. And when you're in a rage, you take half damage from everything boars do.
Oh, I should do that then.
Okay. In battle, Gimsy says rage and rage hard like a good barbarian. She salutes you. Alright, so you have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. When you make a melee attack. Alright, so I ought to be able to activate your rage.
Oh, you do for sure. Like in real life.
Wait a minute. Rage. That's just asserting rage.
In my rage, I'd like to rip off my shirt to reveal another shirt underneath it that looks identical.
Okay. I like it.
Thanks.
Alright, so you're raging for the next minute. Now, do you want to attack one of the boars?
Would love to. What did Gimsy say?
He said that is such a bloody tease.
Yeah.
Alright, so you're going to attack the boars. The boars are pretty much the same at this point in time.
Not all boars are the same, Nathaniel.
So you're going to target a boar. You have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. When you make a melee weapon attack using strength, you get a bonus to the damage roll that increases as you gain levels. I should have made a rage attack, but okay. So you're going to attack with your great axe or your great club?
I can't do both?
No, your axe does more damage.
Alright, let's do the axe then.
Okay. So you're going to swing your great axe. And you've got a hit.
Cool.
So you're going to roll your damage, and your rage barbarian die is +2. Okay, so you're going to do your damage now. You're going to add 2. So you did 7, 8, 9 damage, which will put it at 12.
Which will put it at 12?
So you had done 10 plus 2. It's 12.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said the boar was at 12. I was
Yep.
like, dang.
So you've knocked the first boar unconscious.
Nice.
With a huge swing of her axe.
Mm-hmm.
The now raging Lisabella smashes one of the poor boars.
There she is.
Now it's like you're surrounded by 3 boars, but only one of them is moving.
I don't really quite understand that.
You cut it in half.
Oh, gross.
That's the way you swing an axe, says Meridan.
Thanks, buddy.
So that boar is super dead. The other boar, not super dead, is going to attack you again.
Oh, no. And I don't get any sort of saving throws?
So it's going to be a hit, but you take half damage.
Okay.
So I don't know how to... I'll have to look this up. So I'm just going to roll the dice myself.
Okay.
So it's a d6. Plus 1 is 7. Halved is... I think they round... I'm going to round down. You're going to take 3 points of damage.
Cool.
9, 10, 11, 12, which puts you at 12 wound out of 16.
What?
Roll damage, 7, cut in half, 3.5, round down 3. Cool, I did it. I did that.
Math.
So you're at 12.
Okay.
How
am I at 12? I thought I was at 7.
Out of 16. So you've taken 12 damage.
So I'm at...
You have 4 HP left.
Great.
Meridan, it's your turn. One boar has been definitely defeated by Lisabella. But Lisabella looks like she's on her last legs. Meridan shoots with his crossbow from a distance, dealing 7 damage to the boar.
Nice.
The boar is heavily wounded. And, but then suddenly from the bush
No.
leaps a dire wolf
No.
that has been hunting down these boars. Quickly seeing what's happening out there, the wolf sees the weaker target,
Me.
which is going to be the boar.
Oh, thank God.
So it's going to target the boar. And it's going to go after its meal, which it's been chasing. It's going to try to bite. Meredith, Gibbsy says he felt that panic. The boar's going to make a bite attack against the boar.
You mean the wolf?
Yes, the wolf's going to make a bite attack. It's going to hit. It's going to deal some damage. The second boar is now also dying.
Like dying or dead?
Dead.
Great.
The wolf looks up after murking the boar and sees the new people, you guys, whom it was not previously hunting, and kind of like bows over, like protectively over the boar that it's slain. Lizabella, you're in a rage, and a wolf has jumped out and slayed the boar that's been damaging you. What do you do?
I was not prepared for this. So.
Well, in your rage, you hear shouted at you from Meridan, I want to add a new wolf pelt to my collection.
Okay, I guess in my rage,
Yes.
I didn't actually notice the wolf because I was spinning just like this with my axe in the air, just spinning around and around and around and around and around. Not really seeing anything, but just spinning because I'm in a rage.
Okay.
And so I didn't see the wolf.
Okay.
But can I spin in the direction of the wolf?
The wolf is next to you.
Great. Can I spin and hit the wolf in my spin?
Okay. So you're going to attack the wolf. With your great axe. Actions. I'm going to give...
Garen Desires.
Your Garen Desires, yeah. Gimsy is also picking up what you're putting down. I'm going to say you've got advantage. Because
I'm in a rage or because I've been spinning?
Because you described how spinning you were.
Because I've been spinning for
not even looking at the target,
seconds.
you're just spinning. You're going to hit a critical on the wolf.
Well.
So you're going to do +2 on the critical damage. So you're going to deal 20 damage.
Oh my.
Let's see. Slashing 1d12. Type slashing critical 1d12 equals 11. Where'd the +5 come from? Alright, so it was 3 and then I added 2. Oh, it's the strength. Okay. Cool. I was having to go through all the numbers. I forgot that she's a monster of a level 1 unit should deal 20 damage. But here we are. 20 damage. So the dire wolf is heavily wounded.
Just heavily?
Just keep spinning. Keep living your spin life.
Yes.
This boar is dead. This boar is also dead.
I also yelled for Demacia.
She yells for Demacia because Demacia is canon now. Meridan, you see Lizabella has just been nonstop spinning. Spin. Hit a boar. Hit a wolf. She may not know that the wolf is different from the boar.
No,
okay.
Not at all.
So you run back in. You're flanking the wolf. Flanking. So go ahead if you want to attack with advantage. I think flanking is technically like an optional rule, but I really like flanking. So you get a critical, all right. Roll. No, it's just a hit. It's not a critical. It was over 20. It's like, well, blam. So you get your hit. Let's see some damage. 9 to the dire wolf. Okay. The dire wolf is still heavily wounded.
Big wolf.
Big wolf. Garen says he's team direwolf. Alright, so at this point the direwolf is heavily wounded. It was chasing after 2 boars, which it thought it would make an easy meal, but it has found... Genji says, yes, I'm a beefy boy using a rapier, don't judge.
No judgment.
Beefy boy, tiny sword. the dire wolf is going to think about everything it's done up into this moment in its life.
I'm gonna think about its life.
Okay. The dire wolf is going to decide that you guys are
the worst.
Too big of a target for it to try to hunt. And it's going to try to run away. So you guys both get attack of opportunity if you would like.
Am I still in a rage?
Yes.
Can I still just keep on spinning?
Yep.
And hit it?
Okay. Alright, so Meridan rolled a hit. Go ahead and roll some damage. Elizabeth's going to roll to hit. Is Elizabeth targeting the direwolf? Cool. Then Elizabeth hit, I believe. Yep. So Elizabeth's going to roll some damage. Okay. So as the wolf turns to run away, the two of you, with teamwork of constant hunting and being around together.
Teamwork makes it just...
And by you guys having teamwork, I mean, Meridan, you see how Elizabeth is just spinning and shouting something about this place called Demacia. And you definitely dodge her axe. And you stab in with your rapier. The two of you slay the wolf as it was trying to run back to the bush.
Yeah.
So you now have one mostly intact boar, one not intact boar, and one mostly intact direwolf. And so that's kind of how combat would work if we were doing like just off-the-cuff combat tracker combat.
Nice.
Okay. Gimsy, if you want to add to the inventory of Meridan. Alright, so wait, let me try something. I want to... okay, so I do this. And then... I do this. And then I do... Nope, not that. This. 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 Okay. And then I do... I add Meridan and Elizabeth to the party. And then... you guys defeated the party. So I'm also trying to make sure that like I do all the things, because there are things I can do. Where was it? There was one more sheet that was handy. Was it quest? No. Not encounter. Sorry. There's a way that I could give you your guys' stuff post combat. Oh, okay, wait. XP. Party sheet. Encounter. So then I take my encounter that I've just made and I drop it in the encounter sheet. And then I award. So you guys each got 150 XP for your combat.
Nice.
And then parcel items. Pelt. Wolf. I guess it doesn't have stuff for that. Like if I did a table for I could just make my own. And so I could be, well, create item, new item, wolf pelt, create item, 4 pelt, Create item. Ruined or pelt. Okay. So I can do that. So in the party sheet there are parcel items. So Meridan wanted the wolf pelt. Lizabelle, you leave your rage. Do you gather either of the pelts?
No, I look for my invisible glasses on the ground.
Okay. Alright, Meridan, do you want any of the boar stuff or wolf stuff? Okay. So, Meridan. Alright, so if I click sell items, alright, I think I just, how do I do this? Just need to give it a cost, I think. What is it, like 5? How about now? Oh gosh, it was 5 GP by default.
Huh?
Nope. Alright, so that should have given to Meridan the items, I thought. No. Alright, so do I... Because they're assigned. Distribute... Okay, boom. Alright, there we go. I figured it out. So Meridan got a boar pelt and a wolf pelt. You each got 2 gold. Because I'm learning how those numbers work. Sweet.
Some gold just appeared in my hand.
Well, so the way I did it is there were more things left behind that you guys weren't interested in. Mm-hmm. So I can assign values to them, and it's like you guys took them back and just sold them.
Oh, okay.
Because you didn't care about them. So the items you cared about, you got to keep. The items that you got that you didn't care about just were automatically sold and converted to coins.
Okay.
But okay, so that's a built-in encounter. I could have just dropped the encounter in the combat tracker, but so yeah, so that's kind of.
It's nice the way it tracks it on there.
Yeah, so there's some stuff that's really nice being tracked. There's some stuff that's a little annoying because we have to go back and do.
Yeah. I hope this is all saved for whenever I load my account.
Yeah, so when I launch this again, the character should still be there. I think I'll have to do something
to assign it to me.
It currently doesn't have an owner, so when you showed up, I believe you can right click and you can say take ownership.
Oh, okay.
And then it will become your character.
Yeah. No, I like the idea of it. I think that it feels like I'm having issues with it, but I like the idea of it.
But yeah, so there's still some more learning. So Gimsy, kind of what I'm hoping to do is, if I can collect a couple more people who are interested, I was thinking about just running games like this, using this tool, so people should have access to all the books, or all the basic books. They don't have to pay for them. There's a tool that we can use to help kind of run it. People can type in chat. They can do different language stuff. I can pre-make these encounters and then drop them in. For now, I'd probably start until we had people regularly coming by doing things more just descriptively. So yeah, so if you're trying to check out stuff for your IRL game, I might suggest Roll20, because you can play Roll20 absolutely for free. Last I saw. Yeah. So this one's a little more expensive than Roll20, in that there's not I think you can, if you get the, you have to get the game and then get the books. But if you just get the game, I think you can play together and insert in stuff just the same as Roll20. So you're out $20 to start. But what's nice is the way I did it, I bought the Ultimate license. And so the Ultimate license is what allows you to just invite people in with the free demo, and then they get access to everything you own as an Ultimate license owner. Yeah, so this is cool. I think the dice stuff is cool. So there's some stuff I could do that I didn't on this one. Like, so like if I just roll the dice, you get to see it. And sometimes DMs like, oh, I'm rolling as Lizabelle. Sometimes DMs like to hide their dice rolls. And so what this has is it has this dice tower. So as the GM, I can drop the dice in the dice tower, and then you guys don't see my dice roll.
That's interesting. I mean, granted, we see it on your stream.
Yeah, so you see it on the stream. Oh gosh, now that I'm doing these rolls, this is terrible. So that's kind of cool. So I think the difference is like if I had asked you, Gimsy, to roll a secret die, when you roll it in the dice tower, it shows it to the DM and the person who rolled the die. So if I wanted you to roll and I didn't want anyone else to know what you had rolled except for me and you, that's what the dice tower is useful for. There's another way too to roll it just for... Oh, you didn't see the results? I think that's even more intriguing. Do I have a show? That way you can roll so I just see, so I can ask you to roll. That's hilarious. I want you to roll, and then I'm not going to tell you what you rolled. Doesn't look like I can link it either. But that probably does make for very immersive rolling. But yeah. So after your... Alright, so let's see if I can get it. So after you guys have... gone on your adventure. Gimsy, are you just giving you guys more stuff? Are you just awarding more XP to the party? You're like, I really think the party needs to be awarded again. So somewhere, I think I can... Oh, okay. Okay. Because I think there are ways that you can also just run it again. So I was trying to see if I could repaste your dice roll. Okay, there we go. So I can. If you want to see it, I can pull down your roll as well. That was hidden, and then make it unhidden. If you're like, there's no way I rolled that, I'd be like, alright. Buckle up. So I can do initiative, I could do... Alright, so it says I can do a rest. I want to do a long rest. And that healed you guys back up from the long rest. Cool, so like, yeah, so I've got cool stuff. I can use this party sheet to do a real quick glance to make sure people are healthy. Yeah, so this is Fantasy Grounds. And it's D&D stuff. I think it's cool and fun. I think it was relatively easy to run for you, like once you were in Gimsy, so it helped that you kind of knew what you were doing. But I feel like enough of the stuff is easy, but for me to like run the encounter, it can also be, I just go, I'm going to make a new encounter, and I just can go through the basic NPC characters and drag and drop a bunch of stuff, which is cool. So I could be like, oh, I want you guys to fight, I want some level 1 CR creatures, I want them to be beasts because you're going through the woods. And last time you guys fought wolves. This time I think it'd be fun for you to fight a giant spider. And then if I wanted to like get you guys thinking about it, I could be like, boom, there's the giant spider that attacks.
Oh Lord, there's a photo too.
Yep, I got photos of the spiders.
I got photos.
I got photos. And maybe for some reason it's got a toad with it, and then I can build up the CR, drop it in, and now that encounter's there. I think you can whisper the other players too, and I can technically set it so I can see all whispers, which I think is kind of weird. Like, I feel like if the players want a venue to chat about something without the DM being aware, that seems reasonable. But yeah, so with good initiative rolling, good character building, I wish it did have a little more integration for stuff, and I guess it's just because it wasn't made by the D&D people, it's made by for a generic tabletop experience. What's this even?
What?
I guess it's me being a chiropractor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if I'd wanted to use it, what I would do is I would pull up the images and maps, and I want a map. We're in a cave. And then share. So now that I've shared it, I believe you can see it. And yeah, because I see you in the bottom left corner, which I believe means to me that you have it open or you have access to it. And then once it's shared out, I haven't figured out how to resize tokens, but I can put them out here. So I've unlocked the token scale. There must be a hotkey for sizing. But so you guys can be like living your best life in the dungeon, and then all of a sudden the toad appears. And I'm like, boom, there's a toad. And then you can move your character. And since you can draw, there are some helpful... I didn't see how to do this. But the last person I was doing this with was able to draw with a cone, or draw a circle, so they could expand it. Oh, here we go. Draw a cone. So you can draw a cone out. Maybe like, here's my cone of damage, which is cool. You can also target off of the map. So if we're in combat, you don't have to go to the combat tracker to find who you want to target. You can just target them off of the map, and they'll get numbered. So if I put more giant toads, giant toad 1. So when you hover the tokens, I have to make both of them visible. When you hover the tokens, they've got their numbers that they've added up. But then you can target each token individually, or you can target both of them if you have an AoE spell. So like if we'd been in this combat for a while, giant toads have a lot of health. But if they've got dynamic dots for damage, I think I have the dots being shared. So you can also at a glance tell how wounded they are. Which is a little different than how I normally run. I think it helps because I'm not very good at being descriptive for how damaged a unit is normally. So being able to have a tool that helps share that. But yeah. So we made 3 characters today. We made one for Crowned Apex, we made one for Sarakuda, and we made one for Gimsy. So if people show up on Saturday, we've got those characters who can use.
Sweet.
I'm also down to make new characters for people. If they're willing to download the app and sign in, then I'm willing to spend time to help them make a character. And if we can get, more than 4 people playing on Saturday, then I'd be willing to do this again for at least 4 people. Saturday, it's going to start at 3 p.m. Pacific, so a little earlier than it started today. And you've already got the account set up, so you're down to play. Gimsy, if you want to invite other people who want to play, feel free. As long as... I feel like the amount of people I'd be comfortable running a particular game for is probably 6. No! You're doing Tomb of Annihilation? That should be super fun. Well, I'll just mark you down as there in spirit, Gimsy. Just pull out your phone, sign in on your phone, meme some people, tell them about how dwarves are the best race to play in D&D. But yeah, I had fun. But I'm probably going to sign off. It's about 9 o'clock. Shenanigans with an airship?
How did you pronounce that?
Shenanigans?
Shenanigans.
Yeah, I know. I stopped mid-shenag.
Shenanigans.
But alright, cool. I'm going to shut it down. Thanks for stopping by, Gimsy. It was super fun. Anyone lurking, thanks for stopping by. Don't be afraid to chat up. I'm going to help you all make accounts. I want to play D&D with you. I want to teach you guys how to play. I've done all the paying for stuff, and I'll do most of the preparing. You just need to download the free demo, and then I'll help you make a character and explain how it works, and then we'll play. And if we have fun, we'll do more of that, because I like D&D, and no one will play with me IRL. So I need you people, you digital people, to come play with me.
It's so easy, even a dumb beefy boy could do it.
Even the dumb beefy boy. We had 2 beefy boys today. On one hand, I'd say let's get some smarty characters in here. On the other hand, I'm like, let's get more beefy boys. It's just the beefy boy guild. Again, Gimsy, thanks for stopping by. You need a bard? Yeah. Just one. Bards don't need intelligence. Yeah, it could be a dumb pretty boy.
Oh, yes.
The dumb pretty boy and the dumb beefy boys. You can be charismatic and dumb. He's so beautiful, but he's real stoopy.
He's stoopy.
But I'll catch you later, if not Saturday, because you're rocking out your game. Sometime I'll probably try this at least one more time after this week to see if I can drum up some interest in playing. So tell your friends, tell your family.
Tell people that you don't know. Tell strangers.
Well, how are they going to meet a stranger if they're in social distancing?
Oh, good point. Yell it out your window.
Tweet about it. The most boring D&D experience with minimal requirements to entry. I don't know. Later.